Hello everyone, I'm Calico, or as you can see on the cover, Lolita Fernwood. That's not my real name, it's just my pen name for my book. Wings of Wisdom, The Never-Ending River. This will be a a 3-book series. It might change in the future, but I'm not sure. I'm going to be reading chapter 1 to you all, and either later today or tomorrow, I will be reading chapter 2 and posting it on my channel, as you can see. Alright, enough talk. Let's get on to chapter 1. Wings of Wisdom, Book 1, The Never-Ending River, Chapter 1. Akinu bounded across the Butterwing Meadows at the edge of the immortal river that seemed endless as it circled the island and down into the rough claws of the ocean and its smashing waves. It said that if you followed the river, you'd make it to the Forbidden Lands, but Akinu didn't know how he was supposed to follow a river into the ocean, and his wings could not handle that kind of wind. But maybe a Volin could, but I heard they're not very keen on being found at the moment, and have moved up into the mountains so that Beelers couldn't make the journey, and Butterwings couldn't fly up, or freeze to death before they actually made it. Akinu thought, realizing he was walking into the Beelies forest. They were very small, only about 9 inches tall, and a maximum of 4 inches long. Their wings always made an annoying buzzing noise when they flew, and they couldn't fly more than 4 feet high, not even the height of a small voling. He couldn't imagine how small their beelings were, probably as small as a fly, he thought, bumping into a tree and making apples fall onto him. But when he looked up, he realized it wasn't an apple tree like most. It was an oak tree. Who did that? He grumbled, rubbing his head with his paw. The leaves shook and a beeling squirmed out. Sorry, I didn't realize you were a Butterwing. You are a Butterwing, right? The beeling asked nervously. Akinu nodded. That's right, he responded, getting up and carefully taking the apples off his delicate wings. What's your name? Akinu asked. The beeling hesitated for a moment. I'm Lana, and no, it's not pronounced Lana, it's pronounced Mulana. Got it? Lana hissed, lashing her tiny green tail. Akinu nodded. Got it. I'm Akinu, he said, holding an apple and gently putting it on his back. I've been looking for apples like this, he said, looking to the sky and grabbing the apple again. Good meeting you, Milana, he said. As he was about to shoot into the sky again, the tiny beeling clung to his tail. I want to see what it's like to fly high, she pleaded, her eyes big and round. I've never flown higher than a foot before. I want to fly high, 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 she pleaded. Fine, but only over your forest. Be careful, he said, letting her cling to his back, dark blue fur shooting into the sky above the tree line. It wasn't very high, only about 7 feet, but he didn't want to startle the poor beeling. He continued onwards until he spotted the immortal river. Look, the never-ending river, the little beeling said in awe. I've never seen it before. I want to touch it, she said. Wait, don't jump. But he was too late. Milana jumped off his back and spread out her little wings, barely the size of a flower petal. He dove towards the ground, skidding to a stop as he got under her and turned around just in time for her tiny body to crash into his belly. Be careful, he scolded. Beelie wings aren't designed to stop crashing heights like a voling's. Even my wings will be sore after that, he scolded. Sorry, I just wanted to see the never-ending immortal river, he corrected. Lana looked at him in confusion. Immortal river? Beelie's called the never-ending river, she said. Well, it does end. At the ocean, he mewed in annoyance. No, it has a special current. It makes the water calmer and paler. It's supposed to lead you to the unknown lands, she said. It had been many days since Akinu first met Lana. He hadn't seen the beeling since. He curled up in his corner of the cave that the dew hive lived in, closest to the ground. The Butterwing stretched and gently curled his wooden wings protectors that made by the Queen Butterfly, creator of the Butterwings, founder of the meadows, and by far the oldest Butterwing. No Butterwing had seen her in years, but her daughter, the dew hive Cedar, who was a leader. But not actually, since the groups already had a queen, had informed the queen had not been killed by anyone. Unless stabbed in the chest, the 3 leaders of all the groups, including Vulture's group and Beetle's group, were immortal, and whoever killed the founder would become the new group leader And for the Butterwings, the new queen, or king. And that's chapter 1 of my book. Don't worry, the writing gets better as I get in deeper into the story. So yeah. There will be another character introduced in chapter 2. Yes, chapter 2 of Volwing. But right now, there's the Butterwing, who's on the cover, Akinu, A-K-I-N-O-O-O. 3 O's. And then there's the Beeling, who's, by the way, a Beeling is a baby Beelie, called Mlana, M-L-A-N-A. Okay. Thank you. Bye.